Rainey has led for so long, so early.
I'm surprised that at the beginning I thought that Mick was just sort of having a bit of a watching brief, but watching Mick come down that hill that they've just come down into the hairpin, you see hard on the brakes, the back end skittering around at that. He's definitely trying hard, Mick. There's no two ways about it. If you watch when we get to the end of this, end of the straight and into the hairpin, the nice front shot that we get, you'll see how hard Mick's trying on the braking score. And it's not going to be as easy as maybe a lot of people thought. Now watch here, watch. Oh, Rainey now, that could be.
Barry, I think Mick might even have a tyre problem because Darryl's catching him, or both of them, and Mick doesn't seem to be able to overtake and pull away. So yeah. I feel personally that he's got some sort of a tyre problem because he's leaving a lot of rubber and sliding and slipping. So yeah. And he's wobbling more than he has done in practice. So he might have chosen a too soft a tyre. It's difficult to know at this stage. Yeah, looking at the times, Rainey's 31.8, Mick 31.8, Darryl's 32.005. So it's not lapping as quick as these two, but exactly as you say, it's skittering around a lot more, Mick's bike, than it did. And you see there where he had to sort of pick it up before he really dialed in the power. And in practice, he was just powering it through there really nicely, and she was just drifting nice. But it does look a bit more unsettled than it did all through practice. Yeah, the problem is Michelin makes so many different tyre choices possible. It's really difficult to make the right choice now. There's so many small changes in the tyres, and to make the correct one is very, very, very difficult choice. Yeah, in practice, probably remember, Dazzle, he was saying to you that the bike was, we were talking about how lousy the frame was, or used to handle and that, and he was saying to you that he was a lot happier with it.
Well, he couldn't believe the grip of the bike. He thought the grip was fantastic, which is something Wayne said also over in Japan. There's Darryl Beattie with a fine ride into third place at the moment, and for those who are wondering, Goddard is in 10th spot at the moment, a very creditable performance from him as well, as we watch Darryl Beattie now. And boy, oh boy, has he really had everybody here talking about the way he's been riding this machine. Darryl Beattie, great style. Doesn't look unlike Mick on the bike.
He doesn't sort of back it in. Mick's got a really virtually unique style. It is slightly reminiscent, but
Barry, I would say he looks more like me on the bike, to tell you the truth. He looks very similar. Yeah, he looks a very similar style in the shoulders and helmet, but Mick's more of the opposite style. He pushes the bike down and gets on top of the machine, where Darryl hangs off it more the traditional style and Rainey style as well.
Yeah, when you watch Darryl's bike coming into the hairpin, both hairpins in actual fact, it looks a lot steadier under braking than Mick's bike. So maybe could have chosen a different tyre, wrong tyre, or whatever, But maybe he's chosen something. Maybe he's really gone the right way, because we're not very many laps into this thing. It's a long old race, 30-odd laps. He may have chosen a harder tyre, which would all make a lot of sense, because it's skittering around, he's having trouble getting the traction, but when it gets to over 20 laps, that's when the harder compound comes into its own.
Yeah, it looks like Mick is actually losing a little bit on Wayne Rainey at the moment, and Darryl's catching, so you could be right. It is probably a better choice, whatever Darryl's got in, the tyre-wise. I guess that was Irv's doing.
But I think, you see, if Mick's chosen a hard tyre, a harder compound, and he's still up with them now, it's the right decision, because when it all comes down to fastest lap Mick, when it all comes down to when the tyre really needs to work, that's when the hard one comes in.
Well, Barry spent a lot of time in qualifying. Remember, he came in and he tried 3 or 4 different combinations. He said, we've got rid of all the ones we don't want to use. Now it's up to the ones that we're going to use.
Yeah.
So he'd have a fair idea, because conditions temperature-wise haven't been that much different between yesterday afternoon and today.
Oh, it was ridiculous standing outside his garage yesterday. It was like Bob Jane T-Mars on a Saturday afternoon. It was come in, throw a new set of this, 2 laps, another set of tyres, and it's a real pain in the backside, because you've got to go out, you've got to run it, you've got to keep in your mind what was good, what did this there, and what did something else where. This tyre was better on acceleration, that one was more stable, and it's a real pain, but it's something that you have to do, because you're the one that catches the benefit.
Yeah, Barry, this game is all, as you know, it's a game of compromises. You can have the best tyre and sure have a better lap time, but you've got to go for 30 laps. So the whole game is a game about compromising with suspension, with tyre grip, with choices, and gearing. There's a whole lot of things, and you've got to really find the right package, what you think will work best.
Beattie at the moment is losing about 0.4 of a second a lap to Mick Doohan in third place. As Doohan now makes a charge. Maybe this is it up the inside. Yes, it is. Mick Doohan taking Wayne Rainey. Well, he shadowed him for lap after lap and then took him in the spot that we know he rides so well.
Now look at this thing on the brakes. Oh yes, this is perfect. Right into Piccadilly Circus at lunchtime. Now look, there's everybody in their auntie on a motorbike in front of it. This is all he needs. If he can nip, yeah, oh that's fine. That's great. That's good.
It's going to be interesting now to see if Mick can get away. You could be right on what you're saying. He did choose a harder tyre, and it did take a few laps to get going.
Yeah, well, you know what it's like. You think, okay, mate, just hang there for 10 laps, and it's a pain in the backside riding it because it's sliding all over the show. But you know when it gets to 3/4 of the race, you're going to win the pound.
You just got to wait. You just got to wait. It's like riding on ice. You just have to wait your turn.
Oh, lovely.
That's a nice move.
Great move.
That's a quick corner to get into. You see the bikes moving, and then you've got to get the front settle down. Now back hard on the throttle. You've done a good job there. It was perfect.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind betting he's plumped for the old hard compound job. In which case, if he has done, really wise, bright move, and you've really used his head at the beginning because you know what it's like. You think, oh, I've got to get in front of this bloke, etc., etc., and you can end up riding with your heart instead of your head.
Well, the crowd at the moment right behind Mick Doohan, right around this track. You can hear this very big crowd. They're really urging him on now. And if anything, he probably is creeping away just a fraction. Look at the grandstand going up in front of us. They're all waving and cheering as he goes down. Well, this time, Barry, definitely good speed down the straight.
Yeah, he's... I reckon we got it. So you see there, Rainey is really treading on everything now. See the way it's leaping around.
Well, there's Mick, of course, 26 years of age. First Grand Prix win in '89. He's won 5 of them since then. Second last year. Championship leader this year. And now in front of his arch rival, Rainey from California.
Now, you see, with Rainey, we mustn't forget that Rainey fell off in Japan. Mick is 20 points in front of Rainey now. And the last thing that Rainey wants is for Mick to win this one because you get a 5-point advantage over the second place. So Rainey is going to go everything he has and more besides. 20 points, picture of Roberts there. Not a pretty sight. And he's got to really sort of put everything into it. Coming up against the back marker there, that's Simon Buckmaster. That wasn't too bad because the guy didn't get in the way.
This duel here reminds me of the duel of the man that you were just talking about, Kenny Roberts. I mean, Doohan and Rainey have had some epic battles over the last 2 seasons, as you did with Roberts for a number of seasons.
Yeah, really. Blooming bloke.
Is that what?
He was yeah, I raced with Kenny from sort of 74, really, right up until 82. Great, good guy to ride with.
There are the speeds again. 290.15 for Michael Doohan, Wayne Rainey, 287.65.
Yes, there's not an awful lot of difference in the top speed of the bikes. It just seems, it all makes sense to me now. I guarantee that Mick has got a hard compound tyre on because where Mick was losing the ground coming onto the straight, that all adds up to a hard compound. Right as where you want to get the power on, he couldn't give it everything because the tyre was hard.
Keep your fingers crossed, Australia, right around wherever you're watching in every state of Australia. Michael Doohan's leading the Australian Grand Prix. We'll be back shortly. Distance now.
Yeah, it's looking more and more like Mick has chosen the right tyre. Guaranteed. Darryl Beattie now 4.7 seconds behind Mick and Wayne.
Barry, that's a fantastic effort by Darryl. I mean, he's just riding incredible. Here's Chandler and Schwanz together now. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, really.
There's a real needle match between these two, and Doug's the newcomer to the team, so he really does want to beat Schwanz.
Oh dear, how about this? Savour the flavour, look at this.
That's great stuff. Oh, he got it through.
God.
That's great stuff, really. I mean, that really just goes to show you that Chandler is a talent coming up very quickly.
Yeah, it was so sad that we didn't get to clock how good he was last year because he's on B-grade tyres, B-grade bike, but he's on the same stuff as Kevin now. Same tyres, same bike, same everything, and
it's doing a better job.
Yeah, well, You said that, Wayne.
That's reminiscent.
I get enough shrapnel as it is without you leading me on.
Well, he did beat Kevin in Japan, and now he's in front of him here. So, you know, I like Kevin and Doug. They're both nice guys, but Doug's, you know, full of enthusiasm, and that's what it takes. In fact, it's probably good for Kevin. It's going to push him along and to make him try a bit harder.
Go on, Dad, sorry.
I'm just saying that's reminiscent of Schwanz just a season or two ago. I mean, that's the sort of move he would have pulled.
You're right.
So the two teammates, and Wayne, I guess a lot of people don't understand the competition between the teams. I mean, it's just as important if you can't win the race to beat your teammate.
Very much. You know, when Mick came along to the Honda team, I was sort of like the number one, and then Mick started winning races, and he was doing exactly like these two are now with me. He gives me a hurry up, and, you know, he's been very, very consistent. So it's great to see. You know, it's good for Suzuki, the Lucky Strike Suzuki team, really, because Chandler's pushing hard. He wants to go places quicker and quickly, and so he's giving Kevin a hard time.
Yeah, Beattie now 6.5 seconds behind Rainey, and it's half a second in front of Rainey.
Yeah, Doug's very, very good at setting the bike up. He works extremely hard on suspension, a lot more so than Kevin Schwanz. He relies more on just his raw talent, which he is extremely talented. He doesn't really bother about the bike jumping around underneath him, where Doug likes to actually set it up, make it work, and make the ride as easy as possible. And you can see Doug's having a much easier ride than Kevin.
Yeah, Dazzle, when you look at Beattie, is now 8 seconds, or 6 seconds, 8 seconds, beg your pardon, in front of Chandler and Schwanz. How good is that?
Yeah, it is an amazing result, isn't it? And he's riding very sensibly too. He's not trying to push it too hard to stay in touch with the first two. I mean, he really now says, I've got third. He's going to protect third. And who knows what can happen. There's still a way to go.
Sure is. And if he gets on the rostrum here, that's a sensational result. And it just makes you wonder where he would be in the World Championship if he could have actually finished the race in Japan. Better still, if he could have started the race in Japan.
Wayne, what do you see now looking at the two bikes? You've had a good look at them now for half the race distance. We've talked about the choice of rubber, and Barry is fairly convinced now that Mick has made the right choice of rubber. What do you see looking at both bikes so close up?
Well, my observation would be I would have thought Mick would have cleared off by now, but he seems to be struggling more. His lap times aren't as quick as I know he can go around here. And Rainey's right back on his door. So I'm not real sure. Do you know the thing I really worry about for Mick is that he's very, very hard on the front tyre. And if he's made a slightly softer choice than he could have possibly done, then it's going to be bad news for later on in the race, because Mick pushes the front tyre very, very hard, and Rainey knows that. Rainey's thinking that Mick pushes the front tyre real hard. I'm going to wait, sit back, push him hard, and see what happens. And Rainey knows that that's his weak point. He's going to try and push him as hard as he can, and then see what happens.
But you see, what we got is the situation now where Mick really is using his head, if you like, because Rainey has got nothing to lose and everything to gain, because he needs to catch up that points deficit. He's 20 points behind, so he would push Mick as hard as he could possibly push him. And if Rainey falls down in the process of doing it, it's just the end of the World Championship, really, for him. But being as every point counts this year, and there's a big gap, five-point advantage for winning, you know, it's a psychological battle, and Mick's the one with it all to lose, and Rainey's the one with it all to gain.
Yeah, I think Mick's doing exactly right. You're correct there. I mean, it would be nice for him to just run away with it and disappear, but he doesn't seem to be able to do it easy enough, so he's just trying to ride a nice, neat race. And as you say, Wayne's trying to rush him and push him, and
that's it. And
trying to push him into making a mistake. But Mick's riding with a very cool head this year. And also, may I say, is Darryl Beattie. He's doing extremely well in his first race. He's kept a level head, and he's keeping the whole package together.
Barry, when you look at those times, they've been fluctuating lap after lap, but Rainey seems to close up in some parts of the circuit, then he'll drop back again. But when he seems to rush up, he does it very quickly.
Yeah, he does, but then Mick sticks in a quick one. There's a little bit of traffic coming up on there. Mick sticks in that's Rudolph. Our old mate Rudolph.
That's my mate.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know,
he's my friend.
Now you see, this could do Rainey a power no good if he doesn't get down the inside here at the hairpin.
That's not a problem.
Don't you be surprised like that. And if he can just sort of show his elbow to Rudolph. See, that didn't really. Now there's a whole bunch of them now, and this is coming up to the most important bit to run onto the straight. Now look. Oh.
Mick was held up a little bit there as well.
Yeah, oh, definitely. That's what I'm saying. He definitely. But with any kind of luck, he'll get past.
Rainey did lose quite a bit in
probably a couple of these two.
Mick's going to make not quite.
No. That shows how quick those standard bikes are now, doesn't it?
Oh. Just about to say that. I mean, last time we've seen the feel on slower bikes, but now the bikes in straight line speed are comparably just as quick as some of the better bikes. So I mean,
definite favour there. How about that? Christmas has come all at once there for Mick, because now Rainey, if he doesn't really go for it and get past these two before he can get around the outside of that guy. Whoa! Very cross. Now, he's going to get stuck down here. Maybe he can just nip past on the change. I don't know. It's not.
When he passes this rider,
Yes,
Rainey, it'll be very interesting to see if he can catch Mick back. If he can, he's certainly got some in hand. So, but I don't think so. I think Mick just had his Christmases all at once, and I think he's away now. I think he needed that break, and you've probably seen him try to clear off a bit and make a break.
Especially if he's got one of his guys around the back of the circuit, Darryl, as we saw yesterday with they got the walkie-talkies. Now, if they're all watching the monitor down there, which they certainly are, they'll say, right, you've got so-and-so. He will go absolutely all out now to make the break, so that Rainey will say, forget it, no chance.
This is the 11th lap, and Mick Doohan getting the buffer that he waited for. And of course, this happened to him last year when he was making the chase on the man chasing him, Rainey. He got caught in the traffic and lost out.
That's it, it swings and roundabouts, the traffic. It can be a real pain. But alternatively, it can do you a big favour. Mick often moans about the traffic, as does everybody. And, it's 1.9 seconds. He literally pulled out sort of 1.3 seconds in a lap. So you can get really mucked up by the traffic, but it can do you a favour, and that's a classic example.
It does swing in roundabouts. It can go for you or against you, and Mick's done good out of that. But it's going to be very interesting on this particular lap now, whether Rainey can actually pull any of that 1.9 seconds back.
Oh yeah, it's going to tell the story of the race for sure, does.
Now for Rainey to make the charge now, he knows that he's got that 2 seconds. We saw the gap from the chopper. He's got to go exceptionally hard. Mick knows where he is. How much damage is he going to do to his tyres chasing that hard now?
Rainey's not going to care about his tyres now. As far as he's concerned, what's the use of ending up a race with a decent set of tyres in second place? He's going to go as hard as he can, and it's going to really tell. The distance is 1.985 seconds, so when they come over the line, I'll give it a split, and we'll soon see. Then that will really tell you what is actually going on.
Yeah, Mick's trying hard now. He's trying to put some distance between him and Rainey, and he's pushing real hard. But did you notice earlier on that the Honda actually steers better into the corner? And that's always been Honda's one of his biggest problems.
So
you can see that Mick and myself have made big improvements on the bike this year.
Right, now I'll give it a split when it comes past.
It's looking like he's getting away, maybe.
Yeah, it does look. 2.386 seconds. So
Mick's getting away.
The next time round, if that's sort of 2.9 or 3.1, then
the race is over.
Good shape.
So Mick Doohan leads the Australian Grand Prix. You're looking there at the two Suzukis as they blast down the straight. We'll take a break back shortly for the closing stages. The World Championship leading this race here at Eastern Creek, the Australian Grand Prix. Then it's Rainey, Beattie, Schwanz and Chandler who are having a ding-dong battle back in the field. Believe you me, it is right on between the two Suzuki riders. Just a few seconds ago, here was Chandler leading Schwanz in off the straight. Down came Schwanz with the old move that we know he can do, straight up the inside, Barry, and he says to Chandler, I'm not out of this yet.
That's the unbelievable thing about Schwanz. He can get a bike into a corner at any sort of angle and straight line into the corner and get round it. I don't know how he does it. Right, the gap now between Doohan and Rainey is 2.9. It did actually drop down. It went from 2.3 to 2.7 down to 2.2, but it's now 2.9 as you can see. So it's looking good.
Barry, in the commercial break, I was watching Mick, and his rear tyre's hooking up real good now. He's willing off the corners.
Yeah.
It's hardly sliding at all. So I think you're exactly perfect in what you said, that he did choose a harder tyre. That was probably Jerry making those decisions, because Jerry's very good. So they did do right there in chasing a tyre that would last the whole distance.
Yeah, it'd be interesting now to see what the score is between Schwanz and Chandler, because the funny thing about Schwanz, he goes like a rocket at the beginning, takes a sort of a tea break halfway through, and then gets the hammer down for the last sort of third of the race, and he's got past Chandler, and he's pulled out 0.8 of a second on Chandler in a lap. So we've got Lawson in 6th place, by the way.
Good ride from Lawson on the Kajuba.
Well, yeah, you know, it's the tyres obviously aren't up to the Dunlop time as good as the Michelin's in the 500. There's no doubt about that. Whoa, nice tight little move past Mr. Doppler. And Goddard is now in 10th place, so Goddard's in the points.
So Mick Doohan again comes down the main straight here, and this crowd really willing him on. It's fantastic to see the atmosphere at Eastern Creek. Everybody stands up as he comes down. Rainey's still putting in the chase. The gap now 3.563. So Mick's opened up a little bit more of a gap that lap.
Yeah, and when it's still dangerous at the moment, because there's still all kinds of possibilities. But once they get through the next little bit of traffic, they've got sort of another lap before they catch them up again. Then once it gets to sort of 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds, you see this is doing Rainey no favours whatsoever. Oh boy, that's really a struggle for Rainey trying to pass Schmashman there. And it's very difficult now, as you saw when Doohan came down the straight, because the Yamahas that they've sold to different people are very, very quick, you know, virtually as quick as the factory runs down the straight. So whereas last year you could come up behind a back marker and wait and squirt him down the straight, now you have to sort of nail him on a corner.
Wayne Rainey in close up there at work. And you watch the way this bike moves around. He doesn't mind at all, Wayne, does he?
No, you know, I've just been watching him, how smooth he is and how the bike isn't quite working as well, I think, as the Honda. And he's riding it real nice, and I still regard Wayne as the most professional and best rider out there. I regard him very much as the best.
Darryl Beattie in 3rd spot there, and he's getting a fantastic reception all the way around this circuit. I mean, this has got to be a dream ride for him on your bike.
Thanks, Darryl.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I look the opposite direction then.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, you know. I mean, the kid's very, very level-headed for his age, and to be thrust into this position is a big pressure on his shoulders. So he's doing a great job, and to end up first time on the podium, that's just unbelievable. So, you know, I wish him all the best, and he's doing a great job, and I'm pleased for the team as well, because they can keep racing while I'm out.
Well, when I said that, I mean, the guy's got to steer it, he's got to sit on it, he's got to handle the pressure, and he's done all of that.
Very much. The bike doesn't go around on its own. You know, he's got to still put the whole thing together, and he's riding very, very sensibly. He's not doing anything silly. He realises he cannot come first or second, so he's taken a nice, healthy 3rd place. So it's very, very sensible of him.
It's looking good now. Mick's got 4.9 seconds on Rainey, so that is looking great. And Darryl is 11 seconds behind Beattie. So Darryl's 11 seconds behind Rainey. So he's also 10 seconds in front of Schwanz. So it's looking really good for Darryl.
The man that's leading at the moment, Mick Doohan, coming up to more traffic yet. He's had to contend with somebody. He's probably had some of it in the right areas, and he's been very careful the way he's threaded his way through it. This is lap 27.
Well, touching wood, up until now, it's been Mick's day with the traffic. You know, nobody can dispute that. I'm not saying that's given him the cushion he's got, but you get your good days and your bad days, and he's had a lot of bad days with the traffic. But today it's been really kind to him so far.
I know we've said this before, and I know it sort of is a bit of a pain in your chest too, the fact that you didn't win the British Grand Prix. Wayne came out to Phillip Island and won 2 classic races, his home race. I mean, Mick now is aware of that. It's something you want. Oh!
No. All he did there was just his knee in the dirt.
Don't panic, Darryl.
But just the
Pick
thought,
yourself off the floor.
He called... no, boy. Oh, dear. That's Doppler.
Doppler down, who was the last starter on the grid. He comes down. But Wayne, just talking about that, I mean, the thoughts that were going through your mind at Phillip Island the 1st and 2nd time, particularly the 2nd time, I think, when you came from 4th to win it. Now, is Mick thinking about that now?
No, Mick will be, he'll be thinking about wanting to win the race, but he's got to still try and concentrate, keep his mind on the job. He's still got to watch out for all these slow riders. This is a very difficult track for slower riders, so he's just got to keep it smooth and concentrate, and yeah, he'll come home. He'll be fine now.
As he would say, she'll be right, mate.
A number of times she'll be right, mate. Well, a great thrill, of course. He's still got 2 laps to go, but a great thrill to win here at Eastern Creek in front of his home crowd.
Seeing there, looking at Mick's front tyre there, on the right-hand side of the front tyre, you can't see any. If it's getting shredded up at all, you see a real dark black line around the edge. Well, certainly on the right-hand side of the tyre, there isn't anything. But having said that, the left-hand side of the tyre is the one that works really hard around here. Now, if we can, that's Doohan is coming up to pass there.
Barry, did you notice the couple of corners just before the start and finish straight? There's a lot of little stones on the track.
Yeah, I did. I noticed that. That's in actual fact when somebody must have gone off there, but they should have cleared all that lot.
No, what's happening is, as you peel into the right side of the corner, your knee goes over.
Your knee, yes, yeah.
Your knee goes over into the dirt and picks up. They've got like small stones filling a bit of a hole there beside the ripple strip, and your knee and your knee guard actually, or your scraper, hits it and flicks the stones up on the track. And of course, when the bikes come around, they pick them up and throw them out a bit wider. So it's not good. And when you run over a little sort of half-inch stone with these bikes, it feels like you've just run over a brick. So you've got to try and dodge them as much as possible. And it is a possibility of a puncture as well, running over those sort of things. You'll probably see at the next corner coming up, you'll see a few stones as he enters the next corner.
Yeah, that was Goddard and Barros that he just done a great job.
Just there, Barry, see him?
Yeah, I see it. That's incidentally, that's where Kaczynski fell down in practice. Those of you at home, the next time you come into that section, you'll see there's a big black mark that goes off at an angle of sort of 45 degrees to the left. Well, that was John Kaczynski's job on the deck.
That's where Kevin Schwanz fell down in testing there as well, real fast. I wouldn't like to get off there.
Last lap goes up now for Mick Doohan, so the dream can come true on this, the last stretch of tar that he's got to face around here. The emotion that'll be the man's mind now. He won in Japan, he crushed him into Japan in the wet, and this has been just almost as convincing here in the drive.
Yeah, it certainly has. You know, it's he's ridden a great race. I'm sure that we're right on the tyre compound side by the way he was struggling at the beginning. And all he has to do now is keep it together right until the end. It's the last lap seems to last about 25 kilometres, but he's got a great lead. He can ease it up, and all he has to do is Mick's kind of style is he keeps up the pressure. That keeps him totally occupied. So therefore, the chances of making a mistake a minimal. Nice one. Now, how about that? That was a good one.
I think he's just having a bit of fun now and just showing us that it's all over.
That was good. Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Wheel comes up. That gap now 6.5 seconds. Only a few turns to go. There's that gravel that Wayne was talking about. He's well clear of that. Only a few seconds. Look at the pit board. There's Kelly, the girlfriend there on the pit wall waiting.
Up on the wheel, any money you like over the rise. Yeah.
There he goes. He lifts the wheel, and Mick Doohan will take the Australian Grand Prix here at Eastern Creek. Throws it over the line, and this crowd has gone absolutely wild in front of us. A fantastic win. He's dominated right through from practice to qualifying since the bikes hit the track here on Friday, and it's been a magnificent performance. He crushed him in Japan in the wet, and he's really given him a hiding here in Australia in the drive. Darryl Beattie flashes across the line too. Great ride from Darryl Beattie. Wayne Rainey, of course, filling second spot, 6.822 seconds behind Mick Doohan. So it became Australians 1 and 3. And look at this, the crowd have gone out the traditional flag. You started this, Gardner. This is your go.
It's your fault.
Yeah, no, everyone does it now. It's great to see, but you know, I'm sure it's going to make the fans even more excited, and it's really good to see. Congratulations, Mick. I think he did a great job. He's very heady, used his head, and it was a nice win.
Well, that's a branch off a tree that someone's had an Australian flag there. They've wrapped it around. It's a great tradition.
Great, yeah. They'll have all the greenies on next week, so destroying the fauna in Eastern Creek.
And there's Wayne Rainey coming up in front of Mick there. Mick's got the tattered flag on the branch. Great sight here for any motorcyclist in Australia. 2 wins on the trot now for Mick Doohan. There's inside the garage. Look at the excitement, the smiles, the satisfaction of a week's hard work.
That's Kelly and Neil Mackenzie's girlfriend, Jan, there.
Wife, Barry.
Oh, really? It's the same thing, more or less.
She's not going to do like you.
Yeah, you still get taken to the cleaners. Oh, look at this. How about this for a wheelie? Oh, right. Oh, wonderful.
Mick coming down the line. So they finish with Doohan, Rainey, Beattie, Schwanz, Chandler, Lawson, Momola and Garriga with a top 8 for you. And a great dice between Kevin, Schwanz and Chandler, and Schwanz got the cash there. Beattie in 3rd place. Fantastic ride from him, but this man, let him enjoy it at the moment. The Australian flag in his hand. The championship also goes a little deeper into the clutch, but there's a long way to go yet, but it's a great way to start.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. You see there, that was the Krasinski's black marks in the track there. Yeah, he did. He rode a very, very good race, and to try and sort of use your head at the beginning with a I'm assuming that used a harder tyre, and that was the way to do it. You know, it was a great, very well-deserved victory, and you can say very little more. You know, he did everything right.
Barry.
So as the crowd pour out here onto the circuit waiting for the presentations, you'll see all of that coming up. Mick Doohan winding his way down the pit lane now. We'll take a break, come back with all the rest of the action. Stay with us.
This is not going to be like other auditions.
Can I sit on your lap?
Michael Douglas and the movie sensation.
You're special.
That we're all special.
Damn it, you know what I'm talking about.
8:30 tonight. A Chorus Line Online.
Have you had it? Have you had it today? Now there's no excuse not to enjoy the benefits of milk every day. 4 ways.
Number 1
Is regular mum.
Have you had it today? Number 2
Maybe skim for you.
Have you had it today? Number 3
It's high-low for me.
Have you had it today? Number 4
High calcium for sure.
Have you had it today? Have you had it?
Pure, fresh WA milk.
Have you had it today?
Who guarantees Perth's best deal right now on every car he sells?
Hi, I'm Harry Dutton.
Who else gives you the best deal on every new Mitsubishi, including demos?
Hi, I'm Harry Dutton.
And who absolutely guarantees Perth's best deal on quality used cars?
Absolutely. I guarantee that.
Harry Dutton Mitsubishi, Leach Highway, Melbourne.
Just ask for Harry.
Harry who?
Hello there. Can I help you?
Yes, I need a new set of tyres for my car. What do you recommend?
Well, right now we've got great deals on premium quality Steel Cats and Super Cats. Of course, Peter Brock here, he swears by Bridgestone, you know. Wouldn't drive on anything else.
Actually, I do know that.
All sorted out, are we, darling?
Bridgestone, that's confidence. Available from these Bridgestone tyre centres.
Australians have always known there's nothing tougher than hard yakka.
Tonight on National 9 News, both Labor and Liberal the losers in the Wills by-election. The IRA says it planted the London bomb. Charges after $1 million fire and power problems aplenty.
It's your news.
A terrific scene here at Eastern Creek as thousands run onto the track to congratulate Mick Doohan on winning his first Australian 500cc Grand Prix. Scenes reminiscent of when Wayne Gardner won 2 Australian Grand Prix at Phillip Island a couple of years ago. Marvellous moments for both Aussies, but Mick will be really savouring this moment. Lived in the shadow of Wayne Gardner for a couple of years now, and now he has experienced what Wayne experienced, as we said, at Phillip Island, being the first Aussie to take out his own Grand Prix. But there you are, thousands absolutely spilling onto the pit straight. It's been a terrific day here, glorious weather, absolutely ideal for racing, couldn't have wished for anything better. The track has looked a picture. There's Alan Jones, he's geeing up the crowd, doesn't have to do too much work in that regard because the mob, they're really happy about what's happened. It's a fabulous scene. You've seen it all before, Wayne Gardner, but sends a chill down the back, doesn't it?
Oh, what a feeling. I can imagine how Mick's feeling now, you know.
it brings back memories to me, the people running on the track, and you'll be feeling on top of the world. To win your own GP is just the best feeling in the world. I just can't explain how good it is.
Listen to them. We want Mick. We want Mick. It was we want Wayne once.
That was when I was a young man. No, as I said, it's just the best. Here he is. There's Darryl.
Dazzle.
Yeah, he just rode a fantastic race on machines, and yeah, he deserves to get third place. It's a very, very good start to possibly a good career for him.
Yeah, didn't have ambition beyond the ability at this particular stage. Knew exactly what he was capable of and rode to his full potential.
Very, very level-headed, you know, and that was very important, not to overdo it. Your first GP, you get a bit worried. He did the right thing.
Right, now let's join Alan Jones. There's Wayne Rainey.
I'd like now to ask Mr. Nick Greiner to make the presentation to today's winner, Mick Doohan. Mr. Willisdorf will now present the Dorna Constructors Trophy to Jeremy Burgess from the Rothmans Honda team. And now the national anthem we've all been waiting for.
Marvellous moment there for Mick Doohan, Darryl Beattie, and of course not forgetting Wayne Rainey, who finished second today. And I'm wondering if on that bike he had a lesser rider. I wonder what the result would have been for a lesser rider. He is still very much the classy act, isn't he?
Yeah, Mick's come a long way in the last few years. You know, he started. I've seen him come from the first GP in Brazil, and I noticed his talent then. Now he's just got the whole package together. I can just know how he feels. It's just fantastic.
Wayne Rainey, well done, ultimate sportsman, very, very smooth, on a lesser bike, but a great ride.
Yeah, he's definitely got the full package together as a professional. He realised he couldn't match Mick's times today, and he's doing a good job.
I think we're going to hear a few words from the champion.
Great, I'm just proud to be an Australian, and you know, I just can't feel any better, I guess.
Mick, real good lead in the World Championship now, 2 Grand Prix, you've won them both. Must be looking really good for the rest of the year.
Well, I wouldn't say that just yet, but sure it helps it this early in the season, but Wayne gave a good race there. I actually didn't know whether I was going to be able to get him or not, so I think for the rest of the year, Wayne's going to be right there, if not in front of me half the time, I think, and you know, it's going to be a tough job keeping him at bay, let alone the others.
Good on you, mate, thanks very much. And Darryl Beattie, first 500 Grand Prix, 3rd place. Can't get a whole lot better that for your first Grand Prix.
No, it's probably the best result I could ever have, especially being in Australia. So, you know, I'm very happy.
We've had 4 Grand Prix in Australia. Aussies have won 3. This guy's won the other one.
I really enjoy racing in Australia. I think it's great the way you guys get behind the racing and behind the riders. I really enjoy myself here in Australia, and thanks for backing us. I hope I can do one better next year.
Well done, Wayne Rainey. We've said it so often. He is a class act, a wonderful rider, a great gentleman, and really is envious of the support that the Aussies get here in Australia, because not the same sort of support in America, but this is Australia's day. It's Mick Doohan's day. And as one of the banners said just a few moments ago, only the brave. In this sport, it is for only the brave. Doing it right. He certainly has this afternoon. I think that banner says it all about 500cc racing. In fact, about any sort of bike racing. These guys are really quite remarkable athletes. Very, very brave. And I should walk away from this and think to myself, I have witnessed another great sporting event. I mean, I thought the 2 Australian Grand Prix that you won were special. Well, here's another one too.
Certainly added to it, yeah. The Australians doing very well in motorcycle racing now, and you know, not only Darryl, but there's more talent coming up through the field. So hopefully there'll be more world champions in the future.
Yes, and Barry Sheehan, I mean, this man has had such an input into the way the sport has evolved in this country, of course.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, really, nobody had ever heard of motorcycle racing before this bloke, and you know, we've all got a lot to thank him for. It's great, you know, motorcycle sport in Australia now is as popular as it is in Europe, and it's a fabulous sport. And as you were saying, you know, it's so unusual to have an Australian win a national win his own Grand Prix sort of 3 times, Wayne a couple of times, Mick, and Wayne Rainey the other one. It's nice, it's good, and a good day's sport, and no one hurt, which is what we want to hear.
That's so right. Right now, let's join Nick Harris.
Right, with the man of the moment, Michael Doohan, congratulations. A great ride. You've achieved your aim. You've won the Australian Grand Prix.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to win this one pretty bad, and, you know, I was lucky enough to, I think, get a little bit of a head start early on in the week and just take advantage of it. But this afternoon, I didn't know whether I was going to be able to. You know, Wayne was right there. I didn't know whether I could get past or not.
In pole position, the inside line, perhaps not the ideal line, and Wayne got a tremendous start, didn't he?
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, at some tracks it's better if it's a slow turn being on the inside, but on a turn like that, it's definitely not a benefit. You know, it didn't slow me down any, but you know, even Wayne in the position he was in, he had to really lean it over hard to get in there. Whereas, say Wayne, Darryl or even Kevin Schwanz, you know, they had a better line through there, but you know, it didn't seem to worry too much. You know,
you had to work very hard to get past him and then actually pull away from him.
Yeah, as I say, at one stage there, I didn't think I was going to be able to pass him. I thought, you know, like, I just couldn't do anything to get by him. Everywhere I had an advantage on him, he had an advantage over me somewhere else. So, you know, I tried a few times to get him through the right left over here, and I just couldn't get there. So, you know, when we got some back markers, and I tried to make advantage of that.
Tyres, did they play an important part? You certainly seemed to make a good tyre choice, and the tyres seemed to get better and better as you went on.
Yeah, I didn't know, you know, the tyre we used on the rear, Michelin didn't have a lot of experience with it, and they perhaps didn't really want me to use it, but, you know, I'm glad I did. I guess, you know, it's experience for both them and us, and, you know, as you say, at the end of the race it was working quite good. In the middle of the race I was thinking, oh, maybe Wayne's tyre's a little bit better, but, you know, I thought if mine's sliding around, he's got to be somewhere near it as well, you know. Like
2 Grand Prix, 2 wins, a good start to the season, but Wayne, I think, showed that he's going to be a real threat now he's getting fit.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, like, if he's only half fit now, you know, he's going to be tough when he's fully fit, you know.
Wayne, we're going to come on to you. No points in Japan 2 weeks ago, still a little few injuries. Great race today. Obviously disappointed at not winning, but you're pleased with your performance, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm just happy to finish the race. It's been a long time. You know, the best way to get fit is by doing a lot of laps like we did today, and actually I felt pretty good.
Got a super start and really gave Michael a hard time by those opening laps.
Yeah, you know, I decided I'd try to force a pace and just see what he had, and just see how fast we could go, and try to feel the tires out to see how they were going to last at the pace we were going, and everything felt pretty good. I got 0.4 on him one time, and then the next lap he passed me, and you know, he was really going good because I was having to ride my balls off to stay with him.
How about back markers? They did seem to play a part in him actually pulling away at a vital moment.
Yeah, he was forcing it through the traffic a little quicker than I was, and that for sure helped him get away. And you know, we all knew it would be who could get through the back markers the best, and that's what he did.
Well, the man alongside you, first ever 500cc Grand Prix, Darryl Beattie, 3rd place, an incredible ride.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. You know, what can I say? It's probably a good place for me to get the 3rd spot, and hopefully in Malaysia we can have a repeat of some good practice and good race results, so we'll wait and see what happens.
A little bit of a lonely ride, if anything?
little bit lonely, but as I said, it's good experience. It's, you know, the Grand Prix is probably the best experience I can get. So, you know, lonely maybe it was, but it was good experience.
Are we going to see you in a week's time in Malaysia?
Yeah, for sure.
Can it be third place again?
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be third place. You know, I'm sure Kevin probably won't have as many troubles, and John Kaczynski will be back and all the other guys. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Final word then with Michael Doohan. Everybody out there cheering away for you. Must be a great moment to win in front of your home crowd.
Yeah, you know, like, I really wanted to win this one. You know, I want to win everywhere, but, you know, I didn't win it. Last year I got a bad start and Wayne took off, and, like, you know, I caught him at the end, but he'd slowed down about 10 seconds a lap, and, you know, it's, you know, it was just good to win today, and I'm fairly happy. I'm really happy.
I think everybody's happy outside. Congratulations to Michael Doohan, Wayne Rainey and Darryl Beattie.
Well done, Nick Harris. The evolution of Australian motorcycle racing. Wayne Garter started, and then we've seen Mick Doohan come through, and then we've got young Darryl Beattie coming through. It looks all very, very healthy, and the young man that you took such a hand in getting in that 125cc ride, it does look good, doesn't it, Barry?
Oh, it's great. I mean, there's so much. This is the best country for motorcycle talent, and nobody can say he's talking rubbish, because it is. I mean, really, there's so many good riders over here. It just must make the Europeans cry, really. Well, there's good riders in Italy, but in England they must be pulling their hair out, because...
Well, I guess if the Japanese could have Japanese riders on 500cc bikes, they would, but they haven't, so they asked the Aussies to saddle up.
Very much. You know, we're actually spilling over with talent in this country. I think it basically... It's because riders can start at a very young age. We have a lot of opportunities in this country. You can, you know, start riding mini bikes as the kids were riding around the circuit here earlier on. It's just a great country for opportunity, and it's certainly showing us now.
Wayne, thanks very much for sitting side saddle for the last couple of days. It's been a bit painful for you, but nevertheless you've done a great job in this new role, and wish you the best in the future. Whatever decision you make, it'll be the right decision for you. And, you know, we never forget the role that you play in what we've got here right now. And Barry Sheen, terrific call once again, mate.
Oh, it's good fun. It's always good fun. You know, the thing, I just love motorcycle sport, and I think it's great that all the Australian people get behind it. And you can't beat good sport, can you? That's it.
Yeah, you're so right about that. But, of course, congratulations to the man of the moment, Mick Doohan. That was a wonderful ride. You are a terrific champion, and we hope that he has a terrific year as the year unfolds. Right, we're going to take a break, and after the break, we come back with Sports Sunday.
The 1992 Foster's Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix, proudly sponsored by the new Puma disc system and Foster's.
Oh, no, not another strike.
Tomorrow night, how vulnerable are we to blackouts?
We need the right to strike.
Many Perth families have already experienced the darkness. Can we expect more this winter?
Everybody should be up in arms about having the power cut off.
In the state with the most expensive electricity prices, who has the power?
We're paying for it. If we got the demand, they should be able to supply it.
For all the answers, be watching National 9 News, 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
It's your news Perth.
Outback, people soon discovered the disadvantages of building European-style houses in our harsh environment. And so the traditional West Australian veranda was born. Today, you can enjoy the great outdoors right where you live with a Stratco Great Outback Veranda. Its durable ColourBond finish will give you years of maintenance-free protection. Storm secure, cool, covered outdoor living and entertaining space. Add value to your home now. Phone Stratco to arrange your Great Outback Veranda.
Vista's SafeTrack Vertical Blind is now here. SafeTrack has no dangerous control cords or chains. SafeTrack has just a single wand to rotate and draw the blind. On display at Vista and Princess Margaret Child Safety House.
Phone Dad now on 309 2211 for a free measuring quote.
I'm Reggie Raymore from Raymore Bathroom and Kitchen Display Centres. See me for the trendiest taps for the kitchen and bathroom. See my brilliant basins and sparkling spa baths. Choose the latest styles or pick classical elegance. We've got everything for the bathroom and the kitchen sink.
For the hottest hot water deals, visit Raymore this month and install a Ream. Visit your nearest Raymore showroom and save on fixtures and fittings for the kitchen and bathroom.
Tell 'em Reggie sent you.
Land care begins in your backyard, whether it's large or small.
Large or small,
Your backyard is really much bigger than you think because it's part of a catchment, and what people do in their part of a catchment quickly affects everybody else. That's why we need to work together to care for our precious natural resources.
Our planet depends on the life of the land. Land care depends on us all.
Wherever you live, land care is in your hands.
We need the land.
Noah's Ark, fact or fiction?
The Lord says it in His Word.
The Australian who believes he's found it.
It is in the right place.
It is
His critics
a normal hill.
claim he's a con.
Dr. Roberts just gave me $50.
Also the new treatment.
The energy that it's given me has brought me back into my 20s.
For the change of life most women fear.
I certainly wasn't going to slow down.
Rocks on the right, low move.
And the latest sporting craze.
Beyond danger.
No problem.
A current affair this week.
There is something decidedly sinister going on. You'll have the crime of your life with an all-star cast in Cluedo with Ian McFadden, soon on 9. Sport Sunday is proudly sponsored by Ryobi Power Equipment and Mazda.
This week on Sport Sunday, the new Australian 500cc motorcycle champion. To north of Australia we head for the Bathurst Island Tiwi Football Grand Final. Neil Kearney has captured the heart and the characters of the big day.
The way they weave and they twist and they duck and their pace off the mark, their acceleration off the mark is something you've got to see to believe.
It's amazing what an effect a $2 million horse race has on its players. This afternoon, a close-up on yesterday's Golden Slipper.
Clary, when did you think she could win? Never.
Former East German coach Heiko Sasswiedel has a goal to put Australian road cycling on the map. And right now, he's shaping the talent to achieve it.
There's plenty of ability. It's not like the riders haven't got the stuff.
There once was the mean machine, but now there's the dream machine. A bunch of Australian women with swimming gold in their eyes.
I mean, you can see yourself as a failure, you can see yourself as a success. It's up to you.
Elegant, both on and off the court, tennis great Arthur Ashe's composure was fully tested this week when he revealed he had AIDS.
I'm really not sure how I'm going to deal with it. I know I will, because I know I adapt quickly.
The former Wimbledon champion, Arthur Ashe, is the subject of this week's cover story. That and all the latest footy results here on Sports Sunday. Hello once again and welcome to Eastern Creek Raceway for this edition of Sports Sunday. And still trying to catch his breath after watching the Australian 500cc Grand Prix, it's a very good afternoon to Tony Greig. Magic sight out there today.
Yeah, fantastic. And as everyone has said, so great to see the Australians getting behind their riders. Marvellous, stirring stuff for Australia, seeing that Australian flag up there. And hopefully we'll see it again tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. And I'll certainly be up. I don't know about you, but to see Craig Parry, perhaps an Ian Baker-Finch, get up in the US Masters.
Yeah, go Popeye. He's a great little player. Gee, I would hope he does well tomorrow. A little later in the show, we'll have a chance to chat with the newly crowned Australian 500cc champion. But before we get into any of the features, let's hear from Ian Maurice with a sports update.
Okay, Ken, thank you very much. Well, if you missed the news, where have you been? Repeating, Michael Doohan, winner of the Australian Grand Prix at Eastern Creek this afternoon. Doohan won his second Grand Prix on end, beating Wayne Rainey and Aussie Darryl Beattie. Let's relive those last few moments of Doohan's superb win.
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely.
Wheel comes up. That gap now is 6.5 seconds. Only a few turns to go. Only a few seconds.
Kelly.
Look at the pit board. There's Kelly, the girlfriend there on the pit board waiting.
Up on the wheel. Any money you like over the rise. Yeah.
There he goes. He lifts the wheel. And Mick Doohan will take the Australian Grand Prix here at Eastern Creek. Throws it over the line. And this crowd has gone absolutely wild in front of us. A fantastic win. He's dominated right through from practice to qualifying since the bikes hit the track here on Friday. and it's been a magnificent performance.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Well, bad light and persistent rain forced officials to cut short play in the US Masters Golf third round this morning when darkness prevailed. Craig Parry had played 14 holes and was 11 under. He is the leader ahead of Raymond Floyd and Fred Couples. Ian Baker Finch had completed the day to be 9 under as well. Of the other Aussies, Greg Norman is 8 shots off the pace. Steve Elkington and Wayne Grady 1 back from the Shark, and Roger Davis 6 under.
Day 3 at Augusta, but Craig Parry held on to his green jacket dreams. He'll resume tomorrow morning on the 14th hole.
That's a very, very good shot.
His overnight co-leader Ian Woosnam crashed to 6 under after 13, a disastrous front 9, costing the Welshman dearly.
Asking for a provisional ball. That ball has
As Woosnam's patience grew thin, American Raymond Floyd crept up the leaderboard, his trusty clubs getting him a 9 under score.
Oh, what a great shot. Beautiful play by Ray Floyd leading.
Fred Couples was unlucky on the 7th. He'll start the day tomorrow on the 15th.
Oh!
Zimbabwe's Nick Price rifled a 67.
Oh, this looks good. My goodness, Nick Price moves to 8 under par.
And of the completed players on the course, Ian Baker Finch a 68 today. He's leading the players who have completed their rounds. Baker Finch a 9 under. Live coverage from 6 tomorrow morning on the 9 Network.
Absolutely fantastic.
Now to those rugby league matches being played today. Wests lead the Bears by 6, Canterbury by 2 over St George. East's 12, well, East 18 to Parramatta 6, and Illawarra shock leaders against Canberra. The Manly-Newcastle game, of course, on the 9 Network later tonight. In the AFL match in Sydney this afternoon, Footscray thrashed the Swans by 45 points. That final score 164 to 119. There was plenty of support for the Swans, fans hoping they could turn around their very inconsistent form. Footscray made a grab at long distance.
Kicks the goal.
At quarter time, Footscray led by 4 goals. The Swans did manage 3.
Danny Del Rey's kicked his second. Back a little bit.
Footscray 7 more in quarter 2, 6 more in the third quarter.
Future he's got. And look at that kick. Magnificent stuff, Chris Grant.
And the other match played today, West Coast and Geelong, with Geelong 11-5-71, West Coast 7-8-50. That is a progress score. At Manly this afternoon, the quarterfinals of the Cleanwater Surfing Classic. Through to the semi-finals, Martin Potter and Fabio Gove. In quarterfinal 3, it was Florida's Todd Holland who surprised 2 times world champion Tom Carroll. And in the other quarterfinal, Manly's Rob Bain secured a semi-final berth on his home beach, beating Cronulla's Mark Okalupo. So the sport coming at you from all directions as we go back to Ken at Eastern Creek.
Thanks, Ian. Ahead on Sports Sunday, we meet the former East German coach now peddling his secrets to Aussie road cyclists. But next, swimming's dream machine.
It's a great team. I mean, some of us have been together, like Nicole and I were in the Olympics in '88 in the medley relay. So it does stem from pretty far back, but it's a great team and I'm really proud to be in it.
Yeah, that's the problem at the moment. There's no good competitions in Australia, and that's the best we can do. But it's sad that we can't find good sponsors to put on some bigger competitions, which are on in Europe at the moment.
Tonight on National 9 News, both Labor and Liberal the losers in the Wills by-election. The IRA says it planted the London bomb. Charges after $1 million fire and power problems aplenty.
It's your news. Get the power of Ryobi. This month, pay less for the cordless 4.8-volt Easy Driver drill from around $75. Pay less for the cordless 7.2-volt driver drill from around $89. And pay less for the cordless 7.2-volt driver drill with fast 1-hour recharge from around $129. For this month only, get the power of Ryobi and pay less for cordless power on all best sellers. Ryobi. I got the power.